of the week. The tip of the week is going to be an alternative way to pull up the hair instead of doing a ponytail. So first we're going to start out and we're going to make it loose. So we're going to leave out the first front part of the section from the front of the ear out, and we'll pin that up with it later. So on both sides, I'm just going to part the hair in front of the ear and leave that out. I'll go ahead and clip that out of the way. So we have this whole back section to work with. And keep in mind that right now what's in is more tousled than perfected. So we're going to split the hair, the back section that we have right down the middle. So you have both sides of hair, and it does not have to be perfect. So you'll have both in your hand, and what we're going to do is called the double knot. So we're literally going to tie a double knot in the hair, and then I'm going to show you how to properly pin it so that you don't need a ponytail holder. So, I'm sure most of you are familiar with tying a double knot, and that's exactly what we'll be doing in there. I'm going to take both strands of hair and simply cross them over, take one around the other, and loop it through. There is the first part, and I'm not even going to bother that these are falling out. That's perfectly fine. So now that you have your first, you're going to do this again. And this can work from any length of hairstyle. So there we go. There's our double knot. Now I'm going to go through and pin it, and then I'm going to loosen it up to give us a more messy, undone look. You would take one pin, grab this section right here, and pull it across, just like that. Then you're going to make sure you get this side of the knot, and go through with another pin and cross it over, like so. If you have really thick hair and you want to really ensure that this isn't going to go anywhere, you can come from underneath, grab some of this hair, and pin it up underneath. Then you'll simply just break this up, and then we're going to start to mess this up. We want it to look like a tousled, undone hair style. And then we're simply just going to kind of brush this back as if it were flowing back on its own, and I'm going to take a few pins and just pin them very naturally, and I'll show you how to do that also. So we have this whole section of hair that we left out. I'm going to grab a small section about 1 inch wide, take a pin flat across it, get all the hair in there, and simply just take it naturally back and slide it in. You can't even see it. And I'm going to continue to do the same thing with these pieces. Make sure that you're leaving it very piecey. Leaving a few pieces around the face down. This is not something you would want if you were going for a very polished, finished look. So after we get this side all pinned back, then we're going to go through, and I'm going to mess this all up at the end. Then I'm going to do the same thing with these hairs. I'm going to put the pin flat across it, and then I'm going to come back around and just stick it right in there. Once you have your hair pinned back as much as you want, then you're going to go through and make sure you really have the shape that you want. most people like volume in the crown, so we're going to make sure that it's messy and has that volume in the crown. And I want a few of these pieces to look a little more finished so they don't have frizz to them, so I'm going to take my flat iron through there and just smooth a little bit of that away from the face. First I'm going to go through with hairspray and just kind of destroy this actually. You want it to look very undone. And you can go through your double knot and just destroy it really, without pulling it apart. If any from underneath falls, then we'll go back through and pin those little hairs that everybody has underneath their neck that come out a little bit. So here I get the flat iron, and I want to create a little bit of volume, but keeping it turned away from the face. So I'm really going to take my flat iron and use it all the way around.
He was an engineer at Delta too, so he and Eric are like on the same plane. They're the sellers. So
Oh, okay.
And some brownies. Yeah.
So to say. A style like this would be best to do on a day where you woke up and your hair was already typically messy from maybe the night before, depending on what you've done, and you're wanting to go for a casual but not just plain Jane ponytail.
She comes here next grade. I knew exactly when you said 8th grade, and you said you had part of his inside right away. That's really super sweet.
yes.
Very sweet. They didn't know.
And then I'm just going to smooth a little bit of this too, just to make it look polished.
There a while back. Well, after Bud died, Eric's parents were home, so we took him over there just to see it. And he was down in the painter shop. And you can tell that he's having a really hard time.
Yeah. She lives in 6th Street. Is it Richard?
Yes. They're very nice. They've worked really hard. You know, they're
All I'm doing is grabbing those little underneath pieces that wanted to stick out on us and just simply tucking them under. I'm just going through and doing a final spray, and there you have it, is the double knot. And that is our hot tip of the week.